today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on the look I'm wearing right now. I wanted to jump on the foxy eye trend. I've been seeing a lot of looks recently on Instagram where people are doing this like foxy eye makeup look, very similar to the cat eye makeup look. Just a little bit more messy, but very similar. I know this look has been going around recently, especially since this is like the Bella Hadid look, the Kendall Jenner look. I know that Kendall Jenner got like the surgery where it makes her eyes look freaking beautiful. They're like pulled back like this. And you can actually get that look without surgery. All you have to do is put on a very tight ponytail. So it has to be a high ponytail though. It's gotta be like up here. And it's gonna give you a migraine. This look is actually really easy to do. It's just about building up the shades like in the same spot, but it's also so glamorous and beautiful. This is like the perfect look to wear to prom or any special occasion. It's like glam and beautiful, but it doesn't take too much skill, so I love that. And it is so flattering on so many different eye shapes. I personally feel like this makeup looks good on everyone. So I wanted to show you how to achieve this look, and if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've already primed my eyelids. I just used my concealer as primer, and now I'm gonna go into the Colourpop Bare Necessities eyeshadow palette. And I'm using this palette because it has a mixture of a bunch of different mattes. You have cool tones, warm tones, neutral shades, and I don't want this look to pull too warm, so I kind of want a mixture of everything. I personally think the fox eye trend looks really pretty with like a more cooler toned or like a more neutral smoky eye, but we shall see. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with the shade Hot Gossip, and I'm gonna be using my Colourpop E1 brush. It's like a fluffy blending brush, but it's a little bit flatter. So it's like a shader and a blending brush in one. And I'm gonna slowly start building these shades up as I go, but I'm starting off with this color, and I'm just focusing this on the outer corners of my lid, and then dragging it out to the edge of my eyebrow. Please don't look at my eyebrows. They look really, really crazy. They're not even. You guys know it's been a struggle. I haven't done them in a long time. So like I said, I'm just gonna take this shade and start applying it kind of like in the center of my eyelid and then dragging it out to the edge of my brow. But I'm doing it in kind of like a curve. I'm not trying to be too precise or anything. I'm just kind of like sloppily curving that towards the edge. And you wanna make sure that when you're doing this look, anytime you go to apply any eyeshadow, you always like flick it out and drag it up, because that's what's gonna give you that fox eye effect. Once you have your guide down and it kind of looks like this is the first step, this is gonna help you apply all the other shadows and make everything nice and smoky. With that same shade, I'm gonna slowly drag this into the crease a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more messy. Okay, now I'm gonna take a more precise brush. This is the JH40 from Morphe, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did with this shade, only I'm gonna be a little bit more precise, a little more careful. And for this shade, I'm not gonna bring it into the crease like I did the first one we put down. I'm just focusing this color on the wing. And this foxy eye look is actually perfect for beginners. I think you could even do this look if you have hooded eyelids. A friend of mine has hooded eyelids and she wears this look all the time. It's such an easy, effortless look that doesn't take much skill, because you don't have to do like the full-on gel liner. You don't need that much of a steady hand, but it still looks really beautiful and glam when you're done. Okay, so now I'm taking an even more precise little crease brush. They're kind of like pencil brushes, but they're not as stiff. So it's like a crease brush and a pencil brush in one. I'm gonna take the shade Velveteen and I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Only of course I'm gonna be even more precise, not as crazy with the shade. It really is all about the building with this look, and it always is gonna look kind of messy and crazy before it starts to look good. These types of looks don't really come together till the very end, once you've got your lashes on and all that good stuff. And what I really love about this whole fox eye trend is that it is a little bit messier, even though it's very similar to the cat eye trend. It is a little bit messier and a little bit more diffused. So normally, if I was gonna do a look like this and go full on cat eye, I would probably add some tape and make my outer corners look extra sharp, because for that cat eye look, I love a very sharp wing. But there's something about this like messy, blown out, smoky wing that I think is so pretty. You also wanna make sure you're not dragging these colors too far into your inner corners, because you want the inner corners to be completely bare to really give you that like foxy effect. Okay, so of course for this part, you don't have to get as dramatic as I did. I'm trying to go full on foxy here, but it really just depends on your preference, how far you want to take this. That's the beauty of this look. You can really make it your own and make it as dramatic as you want to. Now I'm gonna take the darkest shade in the palette, and it is this very, very, very intense black. And I'm only gonna take just a little bit of this shade right here at the base of my lashes. I'm gonna slightly drag it up and do a little flick, like a barely there baby flick. For this step, you can go ahead and use liquid liner or an eyeliner pencil, but I just find it so much easier to use a really deep eyeshadow because it's so much easier to blend than an eyeliner. Now I'm gonna take the shade Full Expose right here, and I'm just gonna use this shade to clean up on the inner corners and to make the inner part of my lid look a lot brighter and whiter. Okay, now I'm gonna pop on some falsies, and when you're doing a look like this, you wanna make sure your falsies kind of taper out at the ends, and you're not applying any falsies where all the hairs are the exact same length. You want it to go from short to long so that the outer corners look nice and foxy. And I want them to look even more foxy than these do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim them a bit. I'm gonna cut the inner corners so that you just see the lashes where the eyeliner starts. I want the inner corners to be completely bare because that's really what's gonna help elongate the eye and make you look like. So like I said, I'm just gonna trim the inner corners. I'm gonna take out about 4 little hair things. That much. So I'm actually gonna attempt to apply these falsies by putting the lash glue directly on my eyes. Probably not the most sanitary for sure, but nobody else is using this glue, just me. So, I mean, but I don't know, it works so well with my velour lash glue, even though it's like an eyeliner lash glue in one. I thought I would try it out with this. I know a lot of people do it like this and it works for them, so we'll see. But I'm just gonna pop these on. These are already trimmed. And you wanna make sure you're applying the lashes as close to the outer corners as possible. You wanna line up the very end of the lashes to the very end of your eye so that you make sure you're putting it on right and you're not bringing it in too far. Okay, so that was a little bit of a mission. These lashes are actually pretty hard to apply for me because the band is pretty stiff and thick, so it's a little bit hard to maneuver and hard to bend. So it was a little bit of a struggle, but I got them on. And so because the band is so thick and black, I had to apply some eyeliner to my tight line. So I lined my eyes with the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in Blacquer. This is my favorite black eyeliner to ever exist. And then I added some of this eyeliner right here at the base of my lashes to hide my falsies and to tie everything together. But we are pretty much done with the eyes. The only thing left to do is that little foxy inner corner, but I'm gonna do that at the end when I'm done with the rest of my makeup. So I'm just gonna clean up underneath my eyes a little bit, and now we can finish the face. So to prime my skin, I'm gonna use a primer I've never used before. This is the NYX Bear With Me Sunscreen Daily Moisturizing Primer. Love the sound of that. I love a primer and a sunscreen in one. This has SPF 30, and I love this packaging for some reason. I really like this bottle. I feel like I smell roses or like the scent of rose, but no, I'm wrong. I don't know what I smell, but I smell something. And it's not the SPF scent that I smell. It's like a floral type of scent, but it's not bad. It doesn't bother me. It honestly feels like I just put on some SPF, but all right. It does feel moisturizing, so. For foundation, I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. Honestly, I'm just using this one to switch it up. I've been using my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh foundation like every single day. It is definitely my favorite drugstore foundation, but I just wanna like switch it up. Ooh, this is too deep for me. Definitely too deep for me. It's my tan shade, guys. This is my tan shade. But it's fine, we're gonna make it work, we're gonna make it work. I would love to know what your holy grail foundation is. For me, it has to be Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick. I like it a little bit more than my L'Oreal Infallible. It just looks a little bit more natural on my skin and it lasts all day. It's truly like my holy grail. That foundation stick is everything. Actually, leave me a comment down below letting me know what your 2 top foundations are. One from the drugstore and one from high-end. If you don't have to, just let me know what your #1 must-have foundation is. I'm curious to see if I've tried it before. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is like limited edition packaging, but I'm gonna use this concealer because I really love the coverage Although now compared to my foundation, it is a little too light for me. So I'm gonna mix that in with my Hourglass concealer. Okay, so I started doing my right eye and I realized I wasn't recording, but I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and finish up the eyes before I finish the face. And I'm gonna take a very skinny, precise little liner brush, but honestly, like any super precise pencil brush or liner brush, something like very, very tiny and pointy. I'm gonna use this brush to create the inner corners of my eyes. This is really gonna tie the look together and really give it that foxy eye look. And the key to this is to make sure, first of all, you're not going in too far, but also you wanna make sure that you are bringing it down. You are pointing the liner down. Do you see how this one doesn't go straight? It's definitely pointing down. That's what you want to do with this to really give your eyes that illusion that they're like this. If you want to take the foxy eye to the next level, you want to make sure the outer corners are up and the inner corners are down. That's really going to elongate the eye and make it nice and angled. So I'm going to take the black eyeshadow in this palette. I'm going to draw a thin black line on my inner corners. Let me not talk, because if not, my hand starts to shake. So just make sure you're keeping a steady hand, and the point of this is facing a little bit down. And then I'm gonna take that same black eyeshadow and add a little bit of this on the outer corners right here. I'm only gonna drag it in a little bit. I just wanna connect the top and the bottom. Now I'm gonna take like a really fluffy brush like this. I'm gonna take that first shade we used and I'm gonna dip my brush into this ever so slightly because I only want a little bit of this color. Okay, and now I'm gonna pop on some mascara. We are done with the eyes. I'm gonna use my Kevyn Aucoin The Volume Mascara because this is like the perfect mascara for my lower lash line, and I'm not applying any mascara to my top lashes, even though I always do whenever I'm wearing falsies. I like to fuse my natural lashes with the fake ones, but I'm gonna leave it like this because I don't want any of my inner corner lashes to have mascara. But I'm only gonna focus this mascara on the outer corner of my lower lash line. Okay, eyes are done. I'm gonna move on to bronzer. I'm gonna take my Marc Jacobs Tan-Tastic bronzer and I'm gonna contour and bronze with this with my little Thrive Cosmetics blush brush. For blush, I'm gonna go into my Light as Air cheek palette from Colourpop, and I'm gonna be mixing two blushes together. I'm gonna use Lunar Has It and I Need Space. I was just gonna use Lunar Has It, but I want a little bit of I Need Space in there to tie in with that mauve I used on my eyes. I love blush on the nose. I don't care what anybody tells me, I love it. And then I'm just gonna highlight with Patted Down from Colourpop. And then for lips, you can honestly do whatever color you want with this type of makeup. You can do red, brown, nude, black, anything. But since my shirt is bright green, I'm gonna go with like a nude. I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors Casual Lip Liner and overdraw my lips a little bit. This is one of my favorite lip liners to use when I want a very cool toned nude because it has like such a purpley undertone, even though what I'm about to put on top is not that cool toned at all. But I love this lip liner. They're a little bit rough, like they're not as glidey as Pat McGrath or like the Colourpop ones. It's a bit drying and a little bit hard to like drag across your lip, but I do really like it. On top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop Luxe Velvet liquid lipstick in the shade Casual Dress. Okay guys, so that's it. That completes this makeup tutorial. I wanted to show you an easy way to do the foxy eye makeup look. The only thing hard about this look is the falsies. That part does take some getting used to, but you don't have to put on falsies. You can just pack on the mascara and really focus it on the outer corners, not so much the inner corners, and you can kind of get a similar effect. But this look just looks so good with falsies. I love doing these types of looks, especially with my eye shape. I feel like it makes it look so much longer, more Bella Hadid. You know, I really love it. Let me know if you have tried out the foxy eye trend, and if you recreate this look, don't forget to tag me. But yeah, that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I personally feel like this makeup looks good on wipe it down, wipe. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you're can't fight the moonlight deep in the dark. You surrender your heart, but you know that you can't fight the moonlight, no.